Welcome to Section 8, Exercise 12 of What Can I Paint Next art course. This is the last exercise in Section 8. In this exercise, what we're trying to do is start to look at communicating an idea to a viewer. That's going to be the main goal of the exercise now. So I've been thinking before I go out about where I want to go. What do I want to say about a place? And there's a place in particular called Alphabet Bridge in Worsley. And what I want to do is I want to use the idea of the Alphabet Bridge in the painting. I thought it was really fitting because the local school, St Mark's School, it said that they used to use the 26 planks on the bridge to learn the alphabet. And I thought, well, we're learning our own language, we're learning our visual language, relating it to writing. Where do you start? You start with the alphabet. So I thought, well, that's going to be a really good way of rounding off Section A, is by going and painting Alphabet Bridge at Worsley. So I thought, right, well, what I'll do is I'll do my planning sheet now, because I can pretty much already see what I want to paint in my head. What I haven't done is actually gone out and collected the visual information. So I sort of know what it looks like, and I know what I want the alphabet doing. It's the bits around the outside that I still need to sort out. So planning sheet, can go straight into it. Landscape, it's going to be Alphabet Bridge at Worsley, Delft, Manchester. Sources, well, I'm going to use photographs and sketches. Elements, well, it's going to have the bridge, the canals, but what I want to introduce is something that isn't actually in the landscape. This is going to be the alphabet coming off the planks. So the bridge, the planks, and the letters. So I can see I can see how it's going to work, which is why I can plan it before I get there. Description. So this bit, the bridge and the description, the actions, I'm going to do those after I've done the sketching. Mainly because I really want to go and have a look and do the sketching, take the photographs, make sure the structure of the painting is in place. So I've got the idea, it's the structure, how I'm going to hang this idea on a place. Materials, acrylics, and the sketch this time I might just do a pencil sketch. Pencil or biro for sketching. And surface will be a canvas, and again I'll decide what size canvas when we get back. Time estimate, 40 minutes. Sketch, 2 days at home. When I say 2 days, I usually sort of throw maybe 5 or 6 hours at a day. So talking 12 hours, 12 to 14 hours. So 10, 12, 14 hours, which is why I just put it as 2 days. Right. Fundamentals I'll do afterwards as well. So what we're starting to do now is see that if you get an idea of any painting, this process that we're doing now, this looking at the elements, describing them, putting verbs to them, bringing it into a composition, looking at fundamentals, the line, the tone, the shape, all that, how you're bringing that together, that is the whole point of section A. It's having an idea and having a framework to bring that idea out. So my idea was having these letters coming off alphabet bridge. Now I need to do the decision-making processes of how to get that idea as a visual page. And that's what we're going through now. So that's something to bear in mind. This course is less about telling you what to paint, and it's more about when you get an idea of what you'd like to paint, giving you framework, processes and structure to be able to get it from here onto there. So this painting will probably sum up the direction we've been going all through section A. Right, I'm going to take my sketchbook, my pencil and my biro over to Worsley Delft now, which luckily isn't far away, and I'll get stuck in. I'll see you in a bit. Here we are at Worsley Delft. I'm going to do a biro drawing, so thinking about fundamentals just not writing them down, but just thinking about them. Line, tone are going to be important, shape, composition, they're all going to be important in this sketch. What's not going to be important is colour. I haven't brought any, so that's what I'm going to be concentrating on this one. So I'm just going to change the angle of my new tripod and my new easel so that I can show you what I'm actually drawing. This is Alphabet Bridge in the background. This is the place that I came to as a child and learnt about the 26 planks, helped teaching the children their alphabet. And the 26 planks are actually there with letters on. So I'm going to have a go at drawing the bridge now. You see, what I'm also looking for at the moment is a good angle to be able to get those letters floating off the bridge. I've got it in my head, it's just finding the right composition for that to work. I'll need to be a bit closer in on the bridge to be able to do it properly. But whilst I'm getting all this information, plans are forming, let me tell you. I'm back in the studio again, ready to start filling in the rest of the planning sheet. I got some photographs, two sketches. I used biro in the end rather than pencil because I wanted it to be more contrast so you can see it better. And the elements that I thought would be there, which were the bridge. The bridge it's a simple bridge, black and white, wood and metal. Quite a small, simple bridge. The canals. The canal was rusty orange. The planks, not a bigger element because you can't actually see them. From the direction I'm going to be doing the painting, you can see the steps going up to the planks, but you can't look down on the planks themselves. The letters, I want the letters to be colourful and bouncing. The other things that I have included that I didn't think I was going to was the lamppost. A lamppost's tall, traditional, black, and the steps, stone, dark stone steps. But it's the colourful, bouncing, floating, which is the actions as well. Really, you can put the description and once you start to just think about it without thinking, right, I'm doing adjectives, right, I'm doing verbs, they all start to merge together. I'm not going to get hung up on the actions for the bridge. It's receding in a bit of perspective. Canal is flowing, but it's what is in bringing to the painting. Yes, it's very slowly flowing, but I'm not going to include that. That's not part of the painting. So I'm not going to write anything for the canal because there's not a lot of the canal in there. Planks, again, not applicable because I didn't actually use them in the end. Letters, colourful, bouncing, floating. The lampposts, tall, receding again. Traditional, black, dark stone steps. Think as far as confirming what I want to convey using this, I've got enough information down there. But you can see straight away, because I filled this planning sheet in before I went, there were things that I wrote down that were like, oh yeah, I'll definitely use that, and I didn't. So the planning sheet should be about decision making, not guessing. So if you write something down that you don't use, don't try and change your painting to fit your planning sheet. Change your planning sheet to fit your picture. Materials, acrylics. Yes, I'm going to still use acrylics. I'm just going to underline the biro that I used for sketching. Surface, canvas. Whilst I was doing it, I did decide that I'm going to use a portrait canvas. And it's going to be a 61 by 51 centimetres. Time estimate, a couple of days, that's fine. And now I've done the sketching, now I've got the photographs, I've filled in the planning sheet, I've got a bit more idea. Well, I know exactly where I'm going with the painting now. The fundamentals. Line, I'm going to say 3 on this one. There are going to be a few times where I'm going to need lines to make it work. Tone, 4, shape, 5, texture, 3, colour, 4, composition, 5. It's about the shape and the composition of the floating letters and the bridge. Right, so that's the planning sheet done. I have my canvas ready, I'll get my paints ready, and I'll start the painting. I'll see you in a bit. And here's the final painting for the final exercise in section A, alphabet bridge. That's it. That's the end of section A, the introduction to the language learning that runs alongside the same ways you learn the written language. We looked at objects in the picture, the nouns, then we added adjectives to them, and then we added verbs. What are they doing in the picture? The bridge, very simple black and white bridge, is going over the orange rusty canal, Bridgewater Canal. It's a way of looking at a scene or looking at a figure or looking at objects and actually picking apart what it is about them that you want to be looking at, so that you can make decisions on why you're choosing this or what you can add to it to say more, because what you're always trying to do is communicate something. And that may not be something as complicated as alphabets jumping off alphabet bridges. It could be as simple as something like a lady sat by a window and the sun's just catching in her hair, and you think that the way the light is catching in the hair, that is what you want to tell people about. You find that absolutely fascinating. But the decisions you make about doing that painting will be more in the right direction with some sort of decision-making process behind you. And having that in the back of your mind means that all the time that's what you're aiming to communicate, that's what you're aiming for. And you're more likely to get a piece of work at the end that fulfills what you actually set out to do if you're really sure of what you're setting out to do. And I think that's what this course is about. It's about giving you the security of knowing what you want to paint and with the direction to go in before you actually start painting. I hope this is working for you. I hope you've seen a different way of approaching painting, and not painting because I don't want to alter the way you paint. You're probably very good at it. And there's so many other tutorials out there to tell you how to paint. What I want to help with is how to choose what to paint, the bit before you start. So really, as equivalent to language, we're now writing paragraphs. We're now producing paintings that are like a paragraph of writing rather than just the noun. So instead of I painted a wolf or I painted a fox, you can now say, well, it's a young fox, a playful young fox in a garden on a moonlit night, and have a go at, it may only be the face, but because you've got all that paragraph behind you, you're building on it, you're building some sort of idea into the painting. Section B and C both carry on with that now. They take the idea that you now can follow that progression of taking a subject and really exploring it. Next, we're going to look at how to follow structures that take more into consideration for the person that's the people that are viewing the painting, and also what you are trying to communicate, or who's looking at your work and what you're trying to get across. And that's where we're going next. So thank you very much for sticking with section A. hopefully I'll see you in section B, and well done, well done. And just carry on exploring your own work, your own thoughts. Really enjoy it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next section. So for the last time in section A, thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.